Right, hello, Lateefah. I am looking at your assignment here from week 5. This is the first draft for the first audience. So let's see how you did here. So, first of all, you've decided to use APA, so that's very good. You got your title here, you got your information. Now this here, the date should actually just be the date here. So just delete this stuff and delete the brackets. All you need in there is the date, the due date. I always say just use the due date. So whatever day it was due, which is actually this week, this Sunday night. So that'd be the due date would be the 30th. So you want to change this, delete all this, and change it to the actual due date of the 30th of this month. Okay. Now, your title down here you also should have your title down here again. I know the exemplar actually doesn't show that, which is a mistake on the part of the exemplar, but it should actually be down here as well. All right, by 2030, households owned by professional parents that work in corporate jobs might be occupied with. Let's get you. Okay, so I see it does appear you're using the exemplar. Um, that's good. Um, This will be due to parents working harder on the job, getting less done. You could change this, delete this comma and just put the word and in there, and getting less done in the time given. This will lead to low morale. One thing you might want to do is you might want to change these words that are too much certainty and maybe change into possibility words like this may be due, or this is likely due to parents working harder on the job and getting less done in the time given. This may lead to low morale or could lead, right? So you want to use maybe make those a little bit less of certainty words and more about like possibility words, right? As working parents put more time into the careers, you probably want to put a plural here, put S on the end of career. Working parents, parents is plural, so it would be careers, plural careers. They will begin to neglect their homes, which will begin to have. Okay, so they may start doing it, or you could just delete start to and just say they may neglect their homes, which could begin to have an effect on their performing at work, or performance at work. So yeah, you got a little bit of writing issues here that you want to think about, and notice how easy it is to tell these errors as you read it or you hear it read out loud. That is vital. You absolutely have to read your paper out loud to yourself a few times in order to catch all these errors and be sure to be able to fix them all. All right, in the article, beat the clock. Commas and periods always should go inside the quotation marks here. So move the comma right here. In the article, Beat the Clock by Catherine Tyler. She claims that doing more with the time you are given is crucial and leads to better productivity and morale. She gives us details of what the improvement of these things look like, managing time in a way that you get managing time in a way that allows the working parent, whatever audience member this is a place where you could put the specific audience name, or refer to specifically to the audience rather than use a second person pronoun like you. It's best not to say you or your, because that's too much. See, like here, you're going. You want to avoid your second person because it sounds too conversational. Okay, so you want to make sure you fix that. Um, so your topic, uh, I think your topic's there. Your genre, let's see. Details of what okay. She emphasizes that managing leads to being more. She offers ways to accomplish effective management. Stacks gives us ways to manage. Okay, who is Stacks? That sounds to me like it's somebody that you're citing that was within her article. So when you cite somebody like Stacks, you got to do that. You got to cite that a certain way. So what you want to do is you want to go into the Shapiro library and in the facts, um, in the FAQ of the Superior Library, you'll want to click on in the FAQ box, click in there and type source within a source, citing a source within a source, and it should help you to find out how to actually cite the sources that are written within other sources like this. Okay, but this should not say Stacks. This should say Tyler. Your thesis statement. To me, this appears to be an attempt at your thesis statement, but it's not really following the proper way that you're supposed to do the thesis statement according to the one that you created back in week 4. So this should actually be the thesis statement and the introduction that you created back in week 4, right? That's the whole idea of writing your introduction in week 4 was so that you'd have it done and ready to go for this paper. So make sure you take a look at it, make sure that it's, that you have it well written and that you have a solid thesis statement based on the way the exemplar shows it. And that's something that you got to make sure you're doing. It looks like you're mostly following the exemplar, but you got to make sure you let that exemplar show you how to do even the thesis statement and stuff and how that should look. Okay. So Tyler summarizes the advice of best practices. Okay, so remember, whenever you cite something from a source, you have to make sure you give a credit to who it is. So you got to, and that's what you do here. So that's awesome. In the text, Tyler interviews Laura Stack, president of a consulting firm, of consulting firm, the Productivity. So that's the title of the firm, I guess. Slacks states her beliefs: teaching employees to get more work in less amount of time helps the employee you work. So you want to have anything here comes from a source. You got to end it with a parenthetical, a set of parentheses with a page or paragraph number in it or something in it. So once again, you got to check out the exemplar. Let me real quickly bring up the exemplar so you can see what I'm talking about. Notice here it says the productivity paragraphs offer advice, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, it provides a proper full citation, right? That's what you're missing, and that's what you need to make sure you do. Again, here, you say in a few paragraphs, so-and-so emphasizes, and then again, the parenthetical is here. So this is why the exemplar is so important. It shows you how to do all these things. It shows you not only how to write it well, but how to cite it, and how to incorporate your sources really well and all that stuff. So that's why you really got to use that exemplar. Okay, so I'm going to kind of stop at that point, and when it comes to that, your conclusion here comes up next. Just make sure that you do follow the exemplar more closely, because I feel like maybe you could be following it a little bit better. And make sure you fix all these things that I've noted. Your reference page here is good, except I don't think you need to put references in bold, but I'm not sure about that. So you might want to look at the exemplar for that. Well, actually, I just had it up, didn't I? Oh, it does have it in bold, so that's okay. If it says it in bold, then I don't mind that. This, though, is what you are missing this hanging indent formatting here. So you gotta make sure that you hang indent it so that this is tabbed in a little bit. All right. And otherwise, that's you've got a pretty good start going here. So I'm going to go ahead and grade these things, and then you will have a chance, of course, to ask me any questions you need to, or get help if you need from me or from a tutor, and that way you'll be ready to redo this and make sure it's great for your final project. So remember, your final project will be 2 parts. This is part 1. Okay, that's why it says part 1, part 1, part 1. This is all part 1. You will have a part 2 that will basically be this same paper, but rewritten to address a different audience, second audience. All right, that will do it for this video. As always, let me know if you have questions or need help.